Things. First and foremost, just wanted to thank you guys, right? As we mentioned before, this is something new to us, and we can't do it all by ourselves. We rely on your feedback to really make the product better and to essentially put a kick-ass product that you guys love and a kick-ass product that the consumers love as well. So when we started out, we said, let's start with baby steps, right? Let's not just put the whole kitchen sink in there. Let's just do basic things. Like, does the app work? Is it on when it's supposed to be on? Is it off when it's supposed to be off? That's like the number one thing, right? And ultimately making sure that the hardware is working as well, right? Hey, is it sticking on there? Is it keeping a charge? All that type of stuff. So the purpose of today is to really hear it from you guys and just understand from you, hey, what do you love about the past couple weeks? What do you hate about it? We're big boys, so we're here to learn. We'd rather get like just real feedback and learn from it now than learn from it when we've got hundreds of thousands of tablets out there, and we're like, dang, if Tom would have just told us that. The main purpose right now is what I want to do is hear from you guys. So if we could just be mindful of everyone else, if you could quickly just say one thing you've loved about the app, or what this experience has been in the past 2 weeks, and the one thing that you would change.
I wouldn't change nothing. I think it's a good idea. Everybody loves it. My car stepped up 100% as far as tips goes, conversation. People treat my business more professional.
Wow.
Taking it more seriously now.
Okay.
Because of the tablet. I told Calvin a week ago something. I had to kick 2 ladies out because they didn't want to stop playing trivia.
They didn't want to stop.
Yeah, they didn't want to stop. So I had to tell them, so listen, you gotta go.
Anything bad? Any bad
Nothing bad.
experiences? Okay.
Everybody thinks it's fantastic.
And the app has worked?
The app has worked. I have people downloading the app. They said it's a fantastic idea. That they will use it when they're in that situation.
That's awesome.
And yeah,
That's
it's
great.
just great things.
Appreciate the feedback. Thank you. How about yourself? Any hiccups? Everything going well? What would you love to see in a new version of the app?
Basically, everything's been going fine.
Great.
Good feedback, more conversations, especially on the longer trips. They can talk more. Drunk people love it.
Does anybody ever ask, like, what do I get if I answer these correctly or anything like that?
Nope.
They
I
did?
had a couple of people here.
Yeah, I had a couple.
Yeah. They thought it was cash cab.
Yeah.
Somebody said that to me too. You have cameras in here? It's like, no,
I would like to see something pop up that says, don't forget to rate your driver.
Okay. Yeah. Great. So rating the driver is probably one great feature you'd love to see. How are you, man?
I'm good.
Good. What was your name again?
Greg.
Greg.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
What I would like to see maybe it actually had like a game that we keep them engaged with it.
Sure.
Usually after it runs, it's kind of like
Love
we
it.
back to
Yeah.
conversation, which I don't mind, but I think if they had a game on there or something like that, that would kind of continuously help them to stay engaged with the app. That's what you want them to
Was
do.
it you that said even with, I forget which one of you, it was even with the quiet passengers that didn't want to interact, those were the ones that were interacting with the tablet even more?
Yeah.
So like it just gives them a better experience as well.
So even if they're not like a chatty catty, they like.
They still will mess with the tab.
Especially if they got kids coming in.
Yeah.
They had them occupied instead of jumping around.
No, I'm with the kids section. I'm sorry. I'm with the kids section.
And what's your experience been like?
Well, just like they get in the car, like you probably went asking yourself, what the hell is this thing in front of me? That's how I started off. And then I just go into the spiel what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's trivia, local trivia, and about the app Spot Luck, and I explain everything about Spot Luck to them. And I say, tell your friends. I say, go on your phone right now and do an email blast. You know what I mean? Do Facebook, on your Facebook, put it on Instagram.
Wow.
I say, I haven't. Then I show them my phone where I have the app.
Yeah.
And they tell everybody about it.
That's amazing.
And I tell them, the deal no less than 10%. On the days on the slow days for restaurants, or if it's not, the weather's inclement or whatever, 30, 25, 30% off your meals. I say it's a win-win. I say I don't like to pay full price for nothing. Do you? They say no, and that's it.
The new spokesperson for Spotlight.
You know what I mean?
That's great. No, thanks for the feedback. What one feature would you love to see in the app?
Would I like to see in it?
No, what would you like it to do? If it could do one feature, like, hey, I'd really love it if it could do X.
Wow. I'm always just, what else can it possibly, more, not that this is questions, but different types of questions or whatever. Do you want to float in the air or a hologram or something? I mean, if we do a hologram, that'd be great. You know what I mean? You guys make somehow incorporate that with it. You know what I'm saying?
We can make it happen. So.
You know what I mean? I mean, you need something to say wow to them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when they're sitting there, they might be on their phone. And that's when I look in the mirror, I'm like, okay, you probably ask yourself, what the hell is that in front of me?
Yeah.
And that's like I told you before. I go into the spill with them and say, oh, that's what it is. I know this question. Oh, I got it wrong. You know what I mean?
We can't do user-specific things, but
Right.
one thing that I've thought about would be sharing with the drivers a little bit about you guys, right?
Right.
Like if you had a little bio, like just a
Right.
couple things. Hey, I'm from here. I love basketball. I have 2 kids. You know, like that just permanently stays on there. So that way it's a little bit more of an emotional connection.
That'd be a good idea too.
You know, 'cause then-
Jose's one of the answers in one of the.
I got so many people asking me, oh,
Trivia
who
questions.
you like? Oh, you're a Yankee, because I got a keychain. You're a Yankee fan? You're a Giant?
Yep.
No, you're not.
So if you put, nah.
No.
But if you put that on the tablet where they can read it, they have all that
And
information.
then they have a reason to talk to you
Yeah.
too. Sorry again about your car.
Oh yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Blame Bambi.
I'm glad you're okay though. So,
Yeah.
Here, but you did have the app before it had.
I did have the app before it had trivia. Is the trivia interactive? Do you have to press something? Tap something? Yeah, because that was going to be something I would have said. Make interactive apps and games to engage them.
Yep.
More of that is a great thing.
The best thing you guys can do for us is encourage people to play and touch with the app, the trivia, because then our data can show that people are engaged, and if people are engaged, then we can charge advertising and then kick that back to you guys as that.
Okay.
So the more they're touching with things, the
Right.
better. All right, and so definitely try to encourage it, but we also wanted to know at first what happens if you don't ask them to do anything. Like we just rolled the trivia out, like
Right.
boom, right?
Yeah, well, some people just automatically just start doing it.
Yeah.
If they sit down in front of boom, boom,
Yeah,
boom.
definitely.
You know.
Awesome. Any one feature you'd love to see?
You had said that earlier on that there would be an individual incentive code for each driver based
Okay.
on the tablet.
Yep.
I don't know if that's in there yet.
Yeah.
But you might want to update the advertisement to have a QR code
Okay.
so that encodes our specific code that they can just snap the QR code, go right to the app store or whatever and get the app. Make it as simple as possible for them to do.
Sure.
And that way they have the choice of doing it the simple way or going to the app and searching for it themselves and manually entering the code.
Okay.
You know,
Awesome.
that,
No, I love that.
yeah, that would be great for everybody involved.
Awesome. Thanks for the feedback. How about yourself?
I think I agree with a lot of the things they say, and I think from a marketing standpoint, if I were you guys, I'd like to see, you gathering more information on the riders.
Mm-hmm.
You know, specifically. I mean, why not? Let them input a
Yeah.
phone number or an email address.
Yep.
So they could get a link to download the,
Love it.
you know.
Yeah, definitely. That's a good point. Like we could incorporate some things into the trivia to get more information on the riders. We also want to incentivize them. Like if they start answering questions right and they give you a good review, who knows, right?
Right.
Being able to give them some rewards. So, Tom, you gave some great feedback earlier, but do you mind just reiterating for the group?
I took
What's
a
been great?
passenger last week. His mother does the Uber media for China, and what they said that they would like to see incorporated for here would be a little bit of top 5 news stories, top 5 sports stories, and also have the thing personalized towards your driver. Say, hey, look, rate my driver, and please don't forget to tip your driver.
Yep.
If possible, you don't have to
Yep.
have it mandatory, but actually have it personalized towards the person that has the tablet. You know what I'm saying? Like my tablet comes with a security code or a scan number, and have that attached to my rating and my information and a short bio.
You use Square for tips,
Yeah, I do.
but does everybody else do that? No? Okay. Because one of the things we want to do is find out an easy way to go from don't forget the tip to actually leaving you a tip.
Right.
So we'll think about that, but that is something that we'd love to do because again, like I mentioned, this only works if you guys are getting value out of it. If you don't get value out of it, then you might as well stop doing
You
it
mean
now.
Square is-
How about yourself?
Everything's pretty much smooth with the app except for that one little freeze thing that you just helped me out with.
Yeah.
I got 2 people asking how do they get their ad on there.
Oh yeah?
In regards to what everybody else said, the whole tipping thing, I know that a lot of people don't like to be reminded to tip.
that kind of sometimes shuts people down that are normally used to
That's
tipping.
true.
So
Yeah.
gratuities accepted.
Yep.
And that might be just enough.
Sure.
Don't forget.
Yeah, we had another driver. Someone got into the car and hit it with their shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Complete accident, obviously. It's not on you guys. So.
Any complaints from the passengers about it being too close, too bright?
Too bright.
Yeah,
Too bright.
Because you're so close.
But you gave me a
It's
gateway
white.
in. You gave me a way in one time, and I set the brightness. I don't know how. I don't know how, but I was able to access that menu at one point. I don't know how that
That's
happened.
not my front door. We always
Yeah.
far enough away.
You must
know what I mean?
have did the master code out, changed the setting, and then put it back in, right?
Did you do it?
Yeah, I was able to drop it down.
Yeah, I only did that for one person.
I only dropped it down and
Yeah.
While the app was playing.
look, I'm not a hack.
Right now it sounds like
Yeah, your encryption is weak, bro.
Anything?
It's been fun, you know, good conversation. You know, I said we download the app. When we was in the car, try to find the restaurant, you know. And they played the game. I didn't know this one on here at first.
Yeah.
Somebody was just touching it. I said, you can't touch it. They
No
said,
way.
well, something on it. Okay, I didn't know that.
They just turned it on.
Your feedback, but anything good, bad, ugly?
It was good once I was smart with the trivia questions. In the beginning, people just saw like a normal advertisement, like cab, like atmosphere, and I think they just kind of ignored it.
Yeah.
So the trivia was really great. Now they start, I say about 80% of people are engaging to it. Also think like have your own personal promo code for each driver. I think is a great idea. And I had like 3 people complain about getting car sick because the brightness. Maybe just a little feature for contrast.
Okay.
That's
Awesome. No, this feedback's been great. So just a couple takeaways. One, we definitely know we need to work on the brightness, right?
Yeah.
That's a must. The other thing is, from a hardware standpoint, we'll look into the swivel, right? We'll also look into the actual charging cord, if that's been popping out. And then the biggest feedback I get from you guys is something that, you know, a rate the driver feature, like something that can at least connect this experience back to you. Where you said remind them, don't forget your wallet, don't forget your
PSA cards, and one would be our bio, then maybe another one is the tips are not required but appreciated, and then check for your stuff, and then if you just build in the ability to throw in PSAs, you can just keep thinking of more, and it'll vary the content, which is good for engagement, and those 3 things that we mentioned will help all of us as drivers.
So, from a tech standpoint, we can do user specific, like we can put a little bio for you guys. We just have to have it all to us and upload in the same format so we can store it and it knows which driver is logged into this to pull that.
Right.
So
We could email you a bio,
yeah.
and then you can do whatever you want with the text.
Let me think about how we can do it first and then we can go from it. But I do